It's spooky season. Today is Halloween. And even though it's scary outside, the bets I'm about to give you for UFC Edmonton are not scary at all. And yes, that intro was a little bit corny. But you know what? Dad jokes, a little cornball activity, that's what comes with swagger and success because I've been killing it. UFC 308 was last week, and we did quite well. I personally gave you 34% return on your investment. Jacob gave you 16% return on your investment. The combined We Want picks gave you 20% return on your investment for all the bets that we gave you. If you are not a premium member, you just kind of watch this video, grab a few bets here and there, you didn't make nearly as much money as the premium members did because the premium members had access to my safety parlay. That dragged the profitability through the roof last week because it was a plus money safety parlay with a full unit on it. All of Jakey Boy's bets did quite well outside of the lock of the week with the double back fist, but it wasn't just last week that's giving me the swagger and the dad jokes. It's the last 9 events. These last 9 events have taken place over the last couple of months because there was a couple of off weeks in between. Just me, Big Papa Bo, has given you a 28% return on your investment over 9 events. That's not just one good card after eating shit for months. That is 9 events of consistent, straightforward bets that win and are profitable. The only card that gave me a hard time was UFC Paris. The rest of these cards were pretty straightforward and did pretty well. I've given you more than 9 units of net profit, a 28% return on your investment. And let me just direct your eyes towards something. That first column with numbers, the units out, you can see that I'm a normal person. I bet like a normal person. I'm conservative Ange. 4 units, 2.5 units, 3.75 units. I'm not over here putting 38 units, $9,000. Let me bet 450 grand on this card, bring back $1,000 and then pretend I'm a genius because I made $1,000. That's not what we do here. That's why the return on the investment number is something that I am very insanely proud of. Long-term, consistent success. You can unlock all the picks, the bets, the tools, and everything else right now. WeWantPicks.com, click Become a Member. It's freaking $10. It's $10. Look at this success. And yeah, you may sign up today, and maybe this weekend isn't a great weekend. That's possible. This is betting on fistfights. But look at the long-term success. If history has told us anything, it's that we will do well. We will absolutely do well. We have done well. Unlock all the picks, the bets, the tools, and everything else. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member. Freaking $9. You're not just going to get copy-paste bets. You're going to get tools. Data Analyzer is one of those tools. Everything you could ever need in one tool. You're going to get the Prop Hunter. This is a curated set of data specifically designed to help you find prop bets week in and week out. The line movement tracker, this is going to give you the opening odds, current odds, win probability, line movement for every fighter on every card. And I keep mentioning it's $10 for an entire month. Here's that month. You're going to get UFC Edmonton, which is this card. You're going to get UFC Vegas 100, which is next week. Then you're going to get UFC 309. Then you're going to get UFC China. All of this, freaking $10. What are you going to listen to some foreigner charging $150 who's tanking every week? WeWantPicks.com, click Become a Member. $10 for an entire month. Before I give you a look into some of my bets, let's talk in generalities. Let's talk about some confident favorites and some solid underdogs. This is a card that I've gone back and forth on. It feels tricky. Some cards just feel easy, right? Lots of big, easy favorites. This feels like a card where even the favorites are a little, either have tough matchups or a bit unreliable. Jasmine Jazzy DeVicious minus 210. I'm pretty confident in her. She's a nasty wrestler. She's wrestled long before her MMA career took off. So I think she's going to get the takedowns and win this fight. Ariana Lipski or Ariana Da Silva now had questionable takedown defense, seemed to button it up, but in her last fight was taken down, was bullied a little bit, and lost that fight. I think more of the same happens here. Then Youssef Zalal, minus 317. He is one of my more confident picks on the card, but he has a tough opponent. Jack Shore is not a bum. The guy only has 2 losses. One was against insane wrestler Ricky Simone, and the other was against the most dangerous guy in this division, Joanderson Brito, who shattered his leg. So I do think Youssef Zalal wins. The 2.0 version of him that's come back after being cut has looked really good. But he's got a very good opponent. Mike Malott, similar story. He should win this fight. I think he's the better, more well-rounded, more athletic fighter overall. But we just saw him quit. He literally quit. He's a quitter. Officially, he's got a quit button. We saw it with our own eyes. 30 seconds left in a fight that he was dominating. Just survive. Couldn't do it. Quit. And he's fighting somebody who he is better than, but a very athletic, a pretty durable, a pretty tough Trevin Giles. If Trevin Giles makes it tough, doesn't quit, stays athletic, defends some takedowns, pumps that incredible jab of his, all of a sudden we might see Mike Malot's quit button 2 fights in a row. So again, these are all people that I'm confident in, but we have some interesting circumstances. Cody Gibson, again. Cody Gibson has his first win. He's coming off his first win in 10 years in the UFC. But if we look at the matchup, he's got a guy that he should be able to take down. He's got a guy that he's much larger than. He's got a guy that he should be able to beat. So Cody Gibson, another guy that I'm confident in. And in his case, he's got an easier, these are fights on the highest level, easier opponent. But Cody's the unreliable one in this matchup. If we look at solid underdogs, I'm more confident in some of these underdogs than the favorites. I think Victor Henry gets it done. I think Charles Jourdain is one. I'm sorry, Canadians. I'm sorry that you have to hear this. I think Charles Jourdain is one of the most overrated fighters in that division. He had a little bit of success, super flashy, always fun to watch. I appreciate him. I love watching him fight, but he's not that good. He's flashy, but he's not that good. He's not skilled. He's not clean. He's a dog, but he's not that good. I think Victor Henry can just outwork him. Literally, just have too much volume, too much forward pressure, too many takedown attempts. So I think Victor Henry gets it done, and he's still plus money. Garrett Arnfield, plus 112. I don't like Garrett Arnfield. And it's nothing. There's no reason not to like him. I always just point to the fact that he just is desperate to make himself an internet meme. I don't know why he is, but he is, and that's fine. Everybody has their own thing. He wants to be the Spider-Man meme. Fine. Good for you. He should have some success in this fight. Siri Saidi's the favorite. I picked Siri Saidi to win, but I fully recognize that Garrett Arnfield has power. Siri Saidi was sat down in his last fight. Garrett Arnfield also has volume. He's a tough, gritty guy. Seems to have been putting in some very real work. He's been quieter on social media than usual. He's been grinding, posting pictures of like, here's my last camp, there's this camp. Look at the physical differences. So all of a sudden, Garrett Arnfield might come out looking spectacular, fighting a guy that's kind of chinny. Rose Namajunas. Listen, I appreciate Erin Blanchfield. I'm not an Erin Blanchfield hater, but I do get pretty down on her for the fact that she has phenomenal jiu-jitsu, but her takedowns kind of suck. And the Erin Blanchfield, just me saying that is going to get so many people's panties in a bunch in the comments. It's crazy. Go look at the comment section of the last couple of videos. It is just Erin Blanchfield diehards blindly defending it. Guys, it's okay to have a fighter that you support and still see their flaws. That's okay. Erin Blanchfield went 0 for 14 in takedown attempts 2 fights ago. 0 for 4 in her last fight. Her takedowns kind of suck. You guys just make excuses why her takedowns suck. Oh, no, but she fought. No, but this woman, dude, her takedowns kind of suck. It's okay. Hopefully she works on it. She's like 12 years old. She's got plenty of time to evolve. But it's okay. You don't need to be in the comment section sweating profusely with Cheeto dust on your titties in your parents' basement, going crazy, defending her takedowns. Who gives a shit? That's enough of that rant. Listen, I think Erin Blanchfield is going to struggle taking down Rose Namajunas. I think Rose is just the higher level fighter. We can't ignore her accomplishments. 2-time world champion, meaning won the belt, lost the belt, won it back. She has fought at the highest level for an incredibly long time. She's beaten everybody she's supposed to beat. This is a new weight class for her. Her only loss at this weight class was her debut at this weight class against Manon Farrell, and she had way more success against Manon than Erin Blanchfield did. I think Rose Namajunas can use those high-level skills, use the footwork, use the striking, hopefully have the takedown defense, dance around, and win this fight. But I recognize how dangerous Erin can be. And then Amir Albazi. And I hate to pick against Brandon Moreno. Not only was he cool in real life when we hung out with him at the UFC 303 VIP lounge, and that's not a brag. Jacob just bought us VIP lounge tickets. I just feel like Brandon Moreno's best days are behind him. He's been in too many wars. His last fight, he looked very flat-footed. He looked slow. He didn't look like himself. And it's funny because I make that comment, and then people are like, that's recency bias. Everybody looks slow against Brandon Royval. Everybody looks slow against Brandon Royval? I picked Brandon Royval to win against Tatsuro Taira, and 99% of the comments were Royval sucks, Royval sucks. Now that I'm using Royval as an example of why one of your favorite fighters didn't look good, you want to be like, no, Royval doesn't suck. And yeah, I'm going off here on just how the internet exists. I just feel like Amir Albazi, yes, he's coming off neck surgery and heart surgery. And yes, he lost to Kai Kara-France. You don't need to comment that. We all know that he lost to Kai Kara-France. We all know that was a bad decision. That doesn't matter. That was over a year ago. And what has happened in that last year? What's happened since Amir Albazi's been gone? Brandon Moreno lost 2 fights. And he has looked worse in every fight. Every single Brandon Moreno fight in the last couple of years has looked worse. He's declining. I don't know why. He's only 30. Maybe he's been into too many wars. Maybe he's just lost the love for the sport. And he did talk about that. He called himself, these are his words, not mine. He goes, maybe I'm a pussy. Maybe I'm a coward. But yeah, I have anxiety. I get stressed. And maybe it's just too much. Maybe being champion was too much. I don't know. But if I'm looking at these fighters objectively, and I'm seeing who Amir Albazi is, and yes, he lost to Kai Kara-France. That was a bad decision. But look what Kai Kara-France just did. Look at Kai Kara-France's last fight. I think Amir Albazi could absolutely win this fight. Let's take a look at my actual bets. I put my money where my mouth was a few places. Not everywhere, just a few places. Victor Henry. Everything I mentioned. I think he's just going to be busy. I think he's going to come forward, stay in the face of Charles Jourdain, get a few takedowns, and just be busier and make it happen. I don't think Charles can hang with the crazy forward pressure. And he wants to spin and jump and do that wild stuff. That's just going to help Victor shoot takedowns and get it done. Alexander Romanov. He was not on that list of most confident favorites. I'm not wildly confident in him. I'm not more confident in Alexander Romanov than I am in Jasmine Jasudavicius, for example. But I do think Alexander Romanov wins this fight. I got him at good plus money. This might have been the bottom. And if you watch the line movement tracker, you could have gotten that same value. He is now minus money. He's not a full-blown favorite, but he's like minus 105. I think Romanov can come forward, get a few takedowns, and win this fight. With that being said, I fully understand that he is kind of a fat slob now. This guy was like the second coming of Brock Lesnar for a while. And then he got into a couple of tough fights, lost them, and now he's like a slob. It does seem, according to his Instagram, that he's in better shape. I know he's competed in wrestling tournaments. I know he's competed in jiu-jitsu tournaments. So hopefully he shows up looking good. If you are considering betting on Alexander Romanov and you missed the line that I gave you, if you're a premium member, you saw this bet, you saw the plus money. If you missed that line and you want to bet on him, at this point, wait for the weigh-ins. There is nobody's weigh-in that I am more dialed into than an Alexander Romanov weigh-in. How many times have we seen him just look good, get on that scale, fat slob, or vice versa? Last fight, he was a fat, disgusting mess. Then he shows up, oh, okay, looks like he lost a few pounds. The weight fluctuations on that guy are crazy. Rose Namajunas, half a unit on her at even money, plus 100. All the reasons I mentioned before. She's just the higher level fighter. And Erin Blanchfield's good. Don't get me wrong. I'm trashing one thing, her takedowns. That's the only thing I'm trashing. Her jiu-jitsu is incredible. And if Erin Blanchfield does have success with the wrestling, and she is able to take down Rose, because, yeah, Rose is smaller. She's coming up. Maybe Erin Blanchfield can bully her and get the takedowns. Maybe. She might be able to. Tracy Cortez got some takedowns. Wei Lee got some takedowns. People have taken her down before. We just watched Amanda Hebos take her down 4 times. So if Erin Blanchfield has that same success, Erin Blanchfield will win this fight. I am going to go on the Rose side. Rose is somebody I've bet against in the past, and it just hasn't worked out. Then I got a couple of parlays. Mike Malott. And I parlayed him with the Pedro Munoz-Zahabi fight going over 2.5. Pedro Munoz is a tough, durable guy. And yes, Ayman Zahabi, we've seen flashes of power, but I just don't think it's going to be enough here. I think Pedro Munoz is still too tough, still too durable. And I think Ayman Zahabi is going to run around being busy and play that game. So I think that's a safe parlay. Half a unit on that, minus 133. Then I did the lady overs. Take the lady fights and just do over 2.5 on both. That's basically all it is. Jasmine Jasudavicius is not dangerous. As much as I love her and what a dog she is and how she stays in your face, she's not very dangerous. And the Petrovic Horth fight, that one is the one that worries me, not the Jasmine fight, but I still think that'll go to a decision. Just a few weeks ago, we had a nice parlay, all 3 women fights. We did the overs. And yes, we obviously get finishes I'm not being sexist here. We get finishes in female fights. You got to look at it. But this seems like one that'll hit pretty well. Half a unit on that because I'm worried about the second half. Then I have another prop bet, a full unit on a prop bet. If you want to become a premium member, you can unlock that bet. And then the safety parlay. This will be the 4th safety parlay in a row for plus money. The 4th in a row. And I hate going on, oh, safety parlay, safety parlay. I hate doing that because we are on a nice little streak here. Before that, it was a little bumpy. And then all it takes is one safety parlay to miss, and everybody forgets about all the success that was there previously, and you guys all get angry and the Cheeto dust titty thing in the comment section. But safety parlay is the reason we were profitable last week. Hopefully we're profitable with or without it this week. But if you do want to unlock every single freaking bet, the tools and everything else for an entire month, it's $10. $10. It's a Starbucks. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member at the top. Let's take a look at some of Jacob's bets. The rest of his are premium. Okay, so don't be a cheap bastard. Amir Albazi is his underdog lock of the week. If you haven't seen that video, go watch it. Great video, phenomenal edit. Amir Albazi collabed on it on Instagram, so he loved it as well. Full unit on Amir, plus 134 to return, obviously 2.34 units. Then he also bet Ayman Zahabi, plus 110. He threw a half unit on him. A couple of wild prop bets. Couple of very solid parlays. Jakey Boy's got 9 units out the door. He could bring back almost 18 to almost double his money. Obviously, we're recording this before weigh-ins. After weigh-ins, you get even more prop bets. Jacob always finds some other spots as well. If you want to unlock the rest of his bets, WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member at the top. If you looked at the opening slide, you saw the current Bet Online odds and you saw the Bet Openly odds. And the Bet Openly odds are just better. And that's because Bet Openly is not a sports book. It is peer-to-peer betting, human to human. You go on the website, you place a bet, there's another human being on the other side that'll take it. Or if you grab a bet that's already on the board, you're taking it from a person. And that's a very big distinction between them and sports books. Because if you think about DraftKings or FanDuel or Bet Online, they need to beat you to stay in business. That's it. Like the only reason they have money in their pockets is because you keep losing 38-leg parlays. So they keep that money. That's also why an even money fight for a sportsbook is minus 110, minus 110. They have to build in the profit. Bet Openly doesn't give a shit who wins or loses. They take 1% of the profit just for running the website, handling the transactions, and all of that. So you're going to get better odds every time. They pass that 9% savings essentially onto you. Check them out, betopenly.com or wewantpicks.com/betopenly. And here's those 4 fights. I keep telling you to become a premium member. Here's the events you're going to get. UFC Edmonton, UFC Vegas 100, UFC 309, that's the MSG John Jones card, and then UFC China. And finally, another reminder. How could I not remind you how well I've been doing over the last 9 cards? Those 4 events, you slap them into this. Look at any 4 weeks. Take any 4 weeks of the last 9 events, and you're up money. If you want 50, we'll send you 50. WeWantPicks.com/bets. We have affiliate deals with a bunch of sports books. So if you use the link and you sign up, you make a deposit, they're going to send us money, and I'm going to slice off some of that money and give it right back to you. Very straightforward, very simple. WeWantPicks.com/bets. Guys, I appreciate the views. I appreciate everything. The love we've been getting from you all over the last couple of months is astonishing. And I know because we feed it in person. We see it in the comment section. We see it in the Discord. And we're not gossip channels, right? We're not doing the crazy clickbait headline, this guy suck, and here's a rumor. And that's not who we are, right? We break down fights. We talk about fights. We have some fun doing it. We'll do the vlog, some other content. And I know this is much harder to grow doing what we do than it is to put out some clickbaity, gossipy headline bullshit. So I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you so much.